Welcome back to the show, my people. My name is Oluchi the Igbo Blondie, and today I've got with me a fine gentleman doctor joining our discourse. Welcome to the show, Dr. Tolu. I kind of like how you look, you know.
Thank you.
Giving vibes and all. I don't see doctors looking like this. Is that the new style?
No, it's just a personal thing. And I see that we are matching as well. So
I mean, you guys, we are all matching. We also have sweet, darling, dark-skinned girl. Let me get it correctly. Dark-skinned female. Right, that's right. And you're like in the building, and we're all giving blue, orange, white vibes. Yeah. These two, they are ready to take wedding pictures. Wedding picture. But the problem, they are not single.
Now the problem is
that. Don't worry. We'll come back to your discussion later. So Tingly is our discuss of the day. First off, we're getting into marriage and timing, but right after that, we'll be diving right into pregnancy outside marriage, sparked off of Kiki Palmer's recent pregnancy review. So let's get right into it. Now, the conversation sparked up a few days ago when a Twitter user made a tweet stating, "Get married on time. Once you cross 25 to 30 and reach a certain age, you become way too picky about things, too mature to do something without thinking about every angle, and it becomes very difficult for you to leave your comfort zone for anyone. And getting married becomes very hard." Now, I personally think like you really want to have all the sense. Like you have to have all the sense you want to get before jumping into a lifelong commitment. I mean, you have to have sense inside all of it. So, however, I want to know what you guys, my guests, think about what this guy says. Sense or no sense? Let's start with the beautiful lady. She's smiling like she already has. She's boiling inside her to say this guy is not have any single sense.
To be honest, I agree that there's no sense in this.
Okay.
At all, because I think that marriage is something that you're supposed to go into with a mature mindset, right? Okay. And so if you're over 30 and you are then mature, then I feel like you have a better chance of being in a marriage that would work better for you. Okay. But a lot of people who get married like in their 20s, I think that your 20s are for finding yourself. Because like when you're a teenager, you're just doing like things just because like it's that age. You don't even know who you are. When you get into your 20s, you start to realize this is what I like, this is what I don't like.
When you say finding yourself, no, some people, when they say finding yourself, that they are finding yourself, it will involve a lot of, pardon the whole phase. So is it part of it?
For some people, it's part of it, yes. I mean, like you have to experiment before you know what you like, right? And let's take...
The look on his face is like, hey, I fear this girl. I fear her.
Oh my goodness.
No, I'm waiting for her to land.
Yes, I mean like your 20s are definitely for finding yourself and what works for you. I think that more people should get married in their 30s because then you already know, okay, this is who I am, this is my person, this is what I can tolerate, this is what I can't. And then you're able to find a partner who either works for you or doesn't work for you.
Okay, Tolu. Should I call you Tolu or Dr. Tolu? You know, some people are very particular about the doctor.
No, to be honest, I even prefer people just calling me Tolu.
Oh.
I promise you,
like
doctor
tea?
Is not in my bed certificate.
Hey, T. Yeah? Mr. T. You don't like that one too.
Doctor, that's what you want to do, that's fine.
Okay, Tolu. So would you say that there's a time limit to this? I mean, what his tweet is saying, is he making sense? Like, is there a time limit to marriage?
Okay, so I think first I will talk about the tweet and then my personal opinion.
Okay.
Right, because it's not really a medical thing per se. Right?
Okay.
So,
I'll still get the medical part, but give me your personal opinion.
So first, I think the tweet is, this is probably one of the issues I have with social media.
Okay.
You take your personal opinion on things and then you overgeneralize.
Yeah,
like you just throw a net and you expect to catch all kinds of fish with it. It doesn't work that way. Okay. I mean, everybody has their personal views, personal values, and what may work for A may not necessarily work for B. And I think when you put out tweets like this, you are playing along with a social construct in society. And social constructs have the tendency to put people under a lot of pressure. So you find women who, because of stuff like this, they want to quickly get married without, as my fellow guest has said, getting to understand themselves better. Okay. And then you go into something as permanent as marriage, and then you cannot come out of it because you can't just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm not." Well, a lot of people do it, but
I mean, you can, but
you probably shouldn't. I mean, at the altar in front of people, you said you were doing this for better or for worse. Yeah, and then it gets a little bit bad, and you're like, "No, shame on." No, it shouldn't happen that way.
Okay, so we talked about medically, right? So I want to reference this now. So would you say there's medically a time limit? Because I know like we've heard a couple of times that there's a certain time, a certain age that it's not really advisable for women to try to, give birth or get pregnant at a certain time. Would you say that there's a medical time limit on maybe the genders, maybe females, maybe male. I don't think there is for
There's
men.
no time limit
You people
for
are
men
sharpshooters any time of the year.
In their 80s, they're still fathering children.
So basically, would you say there is a time limit on it?
Okay, I'll answer it this way.
Biological clock.
Yeah. Everyone has a biological clock, or male, female, we all have. There's this thing that people believe. Let me talk about males first. Okay. That a man can father children no matter how old he is. There's some truth to it, but even for men, fertility dwindles. Maybe not as dramatic as with women, or maybe not as as fast, right, with men, but it does happen. But that said, like you've said, many men into their 60s, 70s can still father children, healthy children, right? But with women, most women, not all, because you'll find women giving birth in their 20s, 30s, 40s, right? But with most women, generally speaking, peak fertility is in their late teens and their 20s.
Okay.
By the time a woman hits 30, most women, their fertility levels start to dwindle. And that's because women are born with a fixed number of eggs in their ovaries, right? And then with the passage of time, that store depletes. It's like having in your fridge, you have so many bottles of soft drinks.
Okay.
And then you drink soft drinks regularly.
Wait, are you trying to tell me that those monthly...
That's
the egg is lost in that month.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Something like
if
something
there's a
like
limited supply, why is it breaking every month?
I mean, you cannot wait for us because the pain we get when it decides to break. It's not a simple, it's not a nice thing. Then somehow we have to go through this, and then I realize that you're trying to tell me that you are finished. And then when I reach 30, 40, come on.
I tell people that when you see your period, that the pain many women have is your body disciplining you for not getting pregnant during that time. You understand?
Wow.
So by the time many women are from their 30s, that's when we start to see that decline. By 35. And then the other thing you now need to know is the eggs that may even be left by, say, 35, 40 have a higher chance of giving birth to babies with abnormalities.
Oh, Lord, please give us more eggs. That's the new prayer point. If you go to Shiloh, just pray, Lord, please give us more eggs. I want to ask you, so there's this period of our life growing up. Everybody always had this period where you think to yourself, I'm going to be married at maybe this age. I'm going to be done with school, buy a car, buy a house. You give yourself different age. I know that growing up in this part of the world must have shown you that it be teens. It doesn't really happen like that. What's that age you say you gave yourself, like, okay, by this time I'll be done. By this time I'll be married and I'll have kids. But did you do it though?
No, I never gave myself an age.
You did do it,
especially because I don't particularly see myself as somebody who will get married.
Oh.
So I don't really. I mean, if it does happen, then it happens. But I don't see it very. It's not really. When I'm looking at my future, I'm not seeing myself in a wedding dress and popping kids. No.
I'm really shocked, I'm really, really shocked.
Yes.
So I'm shocked though because I didn't know. Did you do that? You look like you did.
No, I had plans though. I planned.
What do you plan?
It down.
What do you write?
If I say it, it will be looking. Because that time I think
just tell me the age, sharp. Don't even think it too much.
My sister, I think by 25 I was supposed to be married. You're laughing. Don't laugh at me. I was serious then. No, I even wrote it down that by 22, my first car. 25, I'll buy my mother. My sister.
You had life planned out. Okay, so we had a few reviews. People said different things. Some people on Twitter decided that thing you are saying is not going to work. Some people said it was complete bull. It wasn't working. You need to be mature enough before you get married, before you get to that phase. Now, even on IG, Tasha Yamala told us that because it's not really, it's not normally accepted. So she said, honestly, the problem is our society. Ours frown upon it, and the other country, the Western country, celebrates. Because we're talking about the fact that people outside the country, where Rihanna gave birth, nobody complained. They are saying congratulations, and there was other things involved. But when they don't get married outside there, nobody's complaining when they don't. But when you decide that you're going to be single here in Nigeria, everybody wants to complain because how are you not married at 30, at 40, at 40, 45? That's a lot of things to deal with. But basically, you decide when you want to. and you pick the right. Somebody on Twitter also mentioned that, marrying late is much better than marrying wrong.
Yes, I think
and
so too.
What do you think?
I agree. I definitely agree with that because, yeah, I mean, you can always get married, but is it a marriage that will last, And then you hear the divorce cases these days are so rampant.
So high.
So are you trying to marry for a lasting marriage, or it's just for like a period of time and you get divorced? I mean, it's up to you. Whatever is your cup of
Whatever
tea.
is well, like those people that give advice and say, but it's your choice. Just in case anything happens, it's not really me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'll personally go with the person that says, it's not really about marrying late. It's about if you're even the right person. Because when people are talking about other people, but they don't even know if they're the right person or they're right people. We still have a lot to talk about on Popcasa today. We're still going to go in, talk a little bit about pregnancy outside marriage and fornication. Sorry, premarital sex. But you know how they call it on Twitter. We'll be right back right after the break to keep it locked on Popcasa.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
Welcome back to the show, my people. We're still taking a stroll in the world of entertainment and pop stories, and we're just about to get into our next story, and that brings me to ask, is pregnancy outside marriage now normalized? I mean, last weekend on Saturday Night Live, Keke Palmer announced her pregnancy as she hosted the show, so she's expecting her first baby with her boyfriend. Yeah, I guess you heard that right. I'm sure in your mind somewhere, your mind is telling you somewhere, is it also a boyfriend? Or did he say husband? His boyfriend. Well, the congratulations were rolling in. I know the African in you is just saying, what is going on? It's not correct. Anyways, that brought me to remember when Rihanna announced her pregnancy back in February, and a lot of people were posting pictures of her and her boyfriend A$AP Rocky with congratulations, which followed with plenty Twitter backlash. And I'll read one right now which says, it's really beautiful to see how a lot of you post Rihanna and A$AP with respect to her pregnancy, a pregnancy outside wedlock, but a lot of you will condemn Ada if she got pregnant the same way. There is a word for this kind of mentality. Please, I want to ask, what's the word? Because I didn't know what the word is. What's the word? What's the word for this? I'm asking both of you now.
Maybe hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy. Somebody said double standard.
Double standards.
Sprinkle a dose of double standard inside of it. You agree with hypocrisy. Well, several cases of pregnancy among celebrities and various famous people, including Halle Berry for Gabriel Aubrey, Black China for Rob Kardashian, Anna Bana for Flavor, Lola Ray for Techno, and one that I didn't even understand for one split second is Sierra for Future. Because sister, you understand this brother man already have a battalion. How did it even happen? How did it happen? Now, funny thing I noticed when searching for the list of baby mamas in Hollywood, I didn't see Rihanna's name inside. Maybe I didn't search well enough, but she knows that the category. People should check it. She's just not there. Now, if we decide to tour the road of Nick Cannon for this topic, we just might get swallowed up by a torpedo. Let's just be looking out. We've still got Future, who is inside this group chat, alongside Wizkid and Davido, who are really pulling the numbers with baby mamas. We've got Baba, we've got Timaya, Flavor, Orishefemi, Olamide, and Techno, who just resumed as junior colleague in the baby daddy industry. The list goes on and on. Now, first I want to ask you guys, has this actually become so normalized in the world generally? Has it become this normalized?
Okay,
Doctor.
so I think you have to look at it in a cultural, with a cultural lens.
Okay.
Let's look at it that way. So the world is becoming what we call a global village, right? We know that as Africans, it's generally frowned upon having children when you are not married.
Okay.
Or even having children when you're married but not with your partner, frowned upon, right? But because now we are taking a lot of things from the West and from other cultures where it's not so bad. So we are becoming part of becoming that global village is, exchanging ideas. And generally, I will be truthful, I think as Africans, or maybe I should say Nigerians, we tend to do a lot of receiving
very correct.
Exactly.
A lot of copy, not us receiving. We copied it and we take it. But what do you think? Do you think it's supposed to be this normalized? Or you? I feel like she will say she's okay, but let's hear it.
I'm always like trying to play like devil's advocate and all that. But like, let's leave the culture and what society expects from us aside. We've just established that a woman has a biological clock that, you know, she's supposed to have kids in her 20s and whatnot. And if a woman decides that she's ready to have children, but she has not found the man that she wants to be married to, I feel that it's within her rights to decide to have a child before she gets married. Because she's thinking, oh, my eggs are going to be, you know, extinct at a particular age, and I want to be able to have a child who that can grow up with me and like still do things with my child. So, I mean, I understand the rationality behind it. I don't think that it's so wrong because there are so many things that our culture has said is right in those days that weren't particularly right, you know? So, like, it depends on you and where you want to draw the line. Okay. That's my opinion.
Your opinion depends on you and where you want. I know that Amiola always has a different opinion. Like, she's not following people to agree that you want to agree. Now, Doctor, I want to ask you now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many out of 10 women that you've seen come to give birth are single mothers?
So, I think when it comes to dealing with maybe obstetrics and gynecology, that was what I did several years ago. I don't do so much of it now. Okay. But then when I did that, most were married and said that the babies were for their husband.
They said.
I know there's no way to know for sure unless you do. Yeah, so we can only work with what they told us. And the husbands were smiling, they were smiling, so it looked like, you know, we just congratulated them, but most were, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, now we've got a few reactions from men and women on this topic, and we'll share that right now. I feel like you guys really need to check this out with us.
Liberal about these things. Childbirth outside marriage is not fantastic and it's not popular opinion in this part of the world. But as long as it's something that you can handle, you can take care of the child and bring him or her up the right way, again, take a dig at it. It will be good to have a child groomed in a family, a normal family with parents. That's how I grew up, and it was with a lot of love. So again, it will be good to do that. But if that doesn't work for you, just do you. Just ensure that the child who you are bringing into this life is happy, is fulfilled, and is protected, and gets everything that a normal growing child should get.
I hate how our generation has normalized things that are not normal, right? Even in the Bible stuff, I mean, there's no... So this thing we call moral compass, there's no judge, there's no benching, there's no jury that decides how it should work. But it just makes sense to have a child inside wedlock, you and your partner. Because, I mean, there are so many hazards and terrible things that come with a child not having the father.
Now, this baby daddy, baby mama drama, baby daddy, baby mama, Hantani is very confusing at this point. Can really just be avoided if you people will just stop fornication. But really and truly, really, oh, Master Ben, it's really none of my business. It's how my mother brought me to this point, you know? We're right about now. We'll be taking a quick break. After that, we will come back to find out the it for today, so don't go nowhere.
News Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the News Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on News Central's social media platforms. News Central, Africa First.
Still right here on Popcasa. It's about time for the itch, and I'm really itching to find out where these men get the audacity from. Where do you men really get this audacity from? Because I need some. No jokes, I really do. Last week, a doctor on Twitter was saying she treated a guy for gonorrhea, and while being treated, the guy asked her out on a date. Why they are treating you? Is it the testosterone, brother? Because well, that's not even the audacity we're discussing today. Really, that's not the part we're going to. For you to understand, you need to watch this video and see for yourself.
Pull back my covers, and this is what I see on women underwears. This can't fit not one of my boobs. could be mine. This can't fit not one of my boobs.
That won't work out.
If you saw what was going on there, she found panties and bra. That's not her own. Under the covers. And this man is actually telling her that is her own. Now she's like, the lady is like triple the size of the bra that was found. Let's say maybe you see, maybe I'm a lot size of bra. Think of Worry Peking. Somebody, you know that kind of size. And you see the two auntie guy actually said he went to the store and bought it for her. Wow. Now that's his defense. Will you honestly do that? Will you go and buy that?
It's funny you mentioned this because one of the things that people come to me and ask is, Doc, why do men cheat? And I say, I've actually tried to do research into it. And I say, number one, I cannot answer for the billions of men everywhere. I don't know what's in everybody's mind. Some people say there's a biological reason that men are designed to cheat. Some people say men are designed to be faithful. But yeah, I think the short answer is I don't know why that man would lie like that.
He needs to collect refund from his lie coach. That lie is not anything. I'm like, in 5 seconds, tell me, what will you do if you find that bread? That is not your size.
No, I'm walking out of the house. What are we doing here? They tell me it's for you. Where's your mom's bra in our bed?
No, this is getting out. Social media is getting out of hand, you guys. Now, I really think I'm done with social media for now because everybody is just moving mad at this point. I honestly enjoyed every bit of today's conversation, and I'm pretty sure my guests did as well. I mean, you did, right?
Yeah,
now, it's about that time to check out for the day on Popcasa. I'll leave this one with my gentlemen. Don't go buying the wrong size of underwear for your wife, okay? In the meantime, Yaga Zeri Guitar, have a nice day.